Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello, everyone. I am Mike.
And I'm Kiki.
And it's day 2 of our look at basil, a tasty herb that's good for your health. And it's a popular herb, as we've learned. It grows in lots of different places, Africa, Asia, and of course now people grow it in gardens all around the world. And we also learned about 3 popular types of basil, which are all, of course, in the same basil family, but are actually quite different in flavor and how they're used.
That's right. We learned about sweet basil, Thai basil, and holy basil.
Holy basil. That's a very interesting name. I wonder why it's holy. But the sweet basil, that's more of the one you would find in Italian food. It's not so strong. It's a little sweet and a little peppery, but it's not too strong, so people often eat it raw. They often eat it uncooked by, for example, putting it on pizza or even using it in fresh green salads. And then there's the Thai basil. That's the one that's probably used the most here in Taiwan, in Asia, and of course in Thai food.
And that one's very interesting because it looks different from the sweet basil and the holy basil. Because the stem is purple.
It had a purple stem, which was very interesting. And of course they had holy basil there, which is the one you can only eat at church. No, that's not true. But it was also used in Thai cooking as well to make popular stir fries.
It's more peppery compared to the other two.
That's true. It's a little stronger and a little more peppery in flavor. So we've learned a lot about this tasty herb. We've learned why it's tasty and how people use it. But we haven't learned so much about the good for your health part of the title of our article. So that's what we'll be focusing on today. And we'll also be finding out how basil was used a long time ago in very interesting ways that had nothing to do with making delicious food. So let's check it out and find out some of the interesting history of basil and its uses. Throughout history, basil has had importance beyond cooking. In ancient Egypt, for example, basil was used to embalm bodies, and it was also a symbol of mourning. Similarly, Hindus often place holy basil leaves around bodies during funerals. In traditional Indian medicine, the plant is also believed to help with stress and colds. Today, basil is a popular ingredient in soaps and herbal oils due to its fresh smell. Humans have long grown and used basil on account of its numerous health benefits.
In day 1, we talked a little bit about how herbs can be used for food, for flavor, and even for medicine. All right. And basil is no different. So we're going to learn more about that today.
There you go. And remember, it grows naturally. So it's been growing for probably millions of years in Asia and Africa. And that is where we're going to begin our look at other ways basil was used. It says throughout history, basil has had importance beyond cooking. So of course, people have known it's delicious. They've used it to make their food taste better for a long time. But also for a long time, we know through the phrase throughout history, meaning going back a long time in history, basil had an importance beyond cooking. So it was used in many ways that didn't involve making food taste good. Here's one. In ancient Egypt, for example, basil was used to embalm bodies. And it was also a symbol of mourning. Very interesting. So ancient Egypt, of course, we think of the pyramids, we think of pharaohs, we think of mummies and that type of thing. Mummies were the bodies, after people died, they wrapped them up and kind of preserved them. And basil was used in the embalming process. To embalm is basically to take a dead body and treat it in a way that it won't start to sort of smell and rot and break down. You want to keep the body in nice condition. I guess the belief was for the Egyptians that your body will go to heaven. So if your body is in good shape, you will be able to live in heaven or wherever forever. So that's the idea. And basil was a very useful plant to do that so grandma didn't start to smell very bad after a few days. And it was also a symbol of mourning, a symbol of sadness. Mourning is when something sad happens, often when someone dies. And you go through, a funeral, you do things. Sometimes people wear certain plants or certain flowers on their clothes, and it's a symbol that, oh, someone in my family died, and I'm in that sad period of praying for them now that they have gone.
Similarly, Hindus often place holy basil leaves around bodies during funerals.
Oh, that might be the name. Holy basil. Okay.
So it's also a similar idea to the Egyptians.
Yep.
And in this case, the Hindus, they would put the holy basil around the body, especially during the funeral.
Okay.
And a funeral is basically a ceremony where they are celebrating or remembering the person that has passed away. They're trying to send them off in a very respectable manner.
Exactly right. So it's a religious thing usually, and you're praying for the person who has died. It's a chance for all the people who loved that person to get together, to cry, to tell stories, to go through that whole mourning process. Funerals are part of mourning in many ways. Now, this is for Hindus, and of course, when we talk about Hindu people, we're talking about the major religion of India. So now we've gone over to Asia, where we also know basil grew naturally.
An example sentence for a funeral is, the funeral was held at a church.
Oh, okay. In Taiwan, they might be held at a temple or another special place. But yeah, it's often connected to a religion. And Hinduism is, as I mentioned, the major religion of India. It says in traditional Indian medicine, the plant is also believed to help with stress and colds. So we know about Chinese medicine where people use herbs and things to make you feel better, to cure you if you're sick. They have a similar idea from India, and they also used basil, this plant, as a way of helping people with stress. So if you're nervous all the time, if you can't sleep, if you're always worried and, feeling unhappy, that could be stress. So that can calm you down. And if you have a cold, if you just can't breathe and your nose is running, you're sneezing all the time. Most of us get a cold every year or two. So they can also help there. So that's nice to know. Maybe next time I have a cold, I'll just eat some Italian pesto.
I'm not sure.
It could help. It's delicious anyways.
Okay.
And today, it says basil is a popular ingredient in soaps and herbal oils due to its fresh smell. Okay, yeah, basil soap, and I think maybe some cream or something, some oil you might put on. And it has a nice smell. Of course, we use a lot of plants and a lot of flowers to make things that we put on our bodies and stuff, make it smell better. An ingredient is something that goes into often a food or something like that. When we're talking about the things you need to make something, if you're reading a recipe, that will be the ingredients. If you're making a cake, they would probably have eggs, flour, milk, sugar, chocolate. These would be the ingredients. And of course, when you buy something at the store, on the back of the bag or the box, it will list out all the things in that food. Those are the ingredients. For example, Kelly had all the ingredients she needed in the refrigerator, so she can get those out and start to make whatever she wants to eat.
Okay, back to our article. Humans have long grown and used basil on account of its numerous health benefits.
And it's delicious.
Okay, so they have long grown. It means they have grown these beautiful herbs for a long, long time. And because it's very helpful for your health.
Yeah.
Okay, numerous health benefits. Here we have the adjective numerous, and it basically just means to have a lot of in number form, in great numbers, right? So, for example, health benefits, it means it has many, many different health benefits. There are lots of reasons why it's good for the health, numerous reasons. An example sentence is, there are numerous ways to get to school, but the train is the fastest. So there are lots of ways to get to school, but there's always a way that is the best for somebody else, right? All right, so that is the word numerous.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在第一天的课程简单介绍了罗勒的种类。那这种香草的重要性并不限于料理，像在古埃及，罗勒被用来为遗体进行防腐，也是哀悼的象征。我们这边先来介绍 be used to 的用法。首先，我们用主词 be used to 加上原形动词，这是被动语态，表达被用来怎么样怎么样。这边的不定词 to be 是表达用途、目的。例如 ，This jar is used to store sugar。这个罐子是用来存放糖。那比较一下，如果是 somebody be used to 加上名词或动名词，则表达某人习惯于什么。这时候 to 是介系词。例如 ，I'm used to drinking coffee in the morning。我习惯早上喝咖啡。那一个延伸学习是主词 used to 加上原形动词，则表达过去曾经怎么样，过去经常怎么样，表示过去的习惯或状况，暗示说现在的情况已经改变了。假设刚刚的例句我是说 I used to drink coffee every morning， 是表达我以前每天早上都会喝咖啡，但是现在没有这种习惯了。那刚刚说到古埃及 ，Mike 老师有提到 pyramid 是金字塔 ，Pharaoh 是法老 ，Mummy 是木乃伊。好，那课文接着提到，印度教徒在葬礼当中常常把圣罗勒叶放在遗体旁边。在传统印度医学当中，这种植物也被认为对压力和感冒有所帮助。那如今，罗勒因为它清新的香味、清新的气味，成为了肥皂和草本精油当中受欢迎的成分。因为它有许多的健康益处，人类长久以来都有种植跟使用罗勒。好，单字 funeral 它表示葬礼、丧礼。Kiki 老师这时候用到 respectable 这个形容词，在 respect 后面加 able， 它可以形容值得尊敬的。Ingredient 它表示原料、食材或是构成要素。Numerous 则是形容许多的、众多的。那文中提到 Hindu， 它表示印度教教徒，在后面加上 ism Hinduism 就可以表达印度教。那这边还有一个重点是 on account of 加名词，是表达因为由于。这个片语介系词意思就相当于 because of 或者是 owing to。举例来说 ，Tom can't drink alcohol on account of his medication。Tom 因为服用药物而不能喝酒。好，那这回到课文中。
All right, guys, let's take a quick break and then we'll be back to learn more about some of those real health benefits that are found in tasty basil leaves. The herb contains vitamins that improve our skin, strengthen our bones and teeth, and support our immune system, among many other things. Basil is also rich in antioxidants, which protect the body from cell damage. Drinking basil tea and adding fresh leaves to meals are easy ways to get these vitamins and antioxidants into your system. Basil is a fascinating herb with a long history. From flavoring dishes to improving health, its benefits are enjoyed by people around the world. So now you know more about those tasty leaves that give popcorn chicken, pizzas, and Thai stir-fries such a great flavor.
Welcome back. We've learned about how the basil can be used in cooking. And we've also learned a little bit about how it's been used in history for different types of ceremonies.
That's right. So let's look at some of the healthy things that basil can give to us. I guess using basil to embalm dead people in ancient Egypt, it's too late to make those dead people healthy. But when we're using it as a medicine, as they did in India, they might have had a really good idea there. Maybe it was just something they learned and noticed by using this. Of course, today we have science, we can do tests, we can really find out what's in basil and is it good for us? And well, the answer is yes. It says the herb, basil, contains vitamins that improve our skin, strengthen our bones and teeth, and support our immune system, among many other things. I'm sure Hindu what would they be called? Hindu doctors back in the old days. They didn't know the science behind it, but they may have noticed, like with supporting your immune system, if people got sick and they had some basil, they just seemed to get healthy faster. So that's the kind of idea there. And of course, there are many vitamins in there. Vitamins are things made of chemicals, and we often find them naturally in our food. They are made up of all sorts of different things, and we give them names: vitamin A, B, C, D, E, K, all sorts of others as well. And of course, when we want to have a good, healthy diet, we want to make sure we get lots of different vitamins. Different foods, often fruits and vegetables, will have vitamins. A lot of us know, for example, vitamin C is found in citrus fruits, things like oranges and lemons and grapefruit and that kind of stuff. But yes, eating vitamins or having vitamins in your food and your diet is a good way to stay healthy. For example, make sure you eat plenty of fruits and vegetables as they contain lots of vitamins. We can also get vitamins in a pill that you can take, but I think it's always better to get them from food.
From natural source,
from natural ways. But be careful with vitamins. Some people think you can just take them to be healthy, but actually if you take some vitamins too much, that can be bad for you.
Right. Well, some vitamins are useful for strengthening your body, but also for your bones. If you take vitamin D, it's good for your bones. So you can strengthen them. When you're strengthening something, you're basically doing something or eating something to become stronger and healthier. So sometimes people, they might feel a little weak, they might feel tired when they're moving around, so they need to exercise, so they need to strengthen their body, or they have to find different ways to strengthen their body, not just exercising, but eating healthy is a good way to strengthen yourself. An example sentence is, lifting weights strengthens your muscles.
It makes them stronger. Exactly, yeah.
Basil is also rich in antioxidants, which protect the body from cell damage.
Oh, okay. Antioxidants, again, things that we can find in our food. A lot of people, I'm not sure the science is super clear on this, but some people do believe that antioxidants are good at fighting cancer. They're good at sort of destroying or stopping cancer cells from growing. We can find antioxidants in certain types of fruits. I think kiwi and blueberries, these have antioxidants. So, having a few in your diet is probably a good idea. Back to our article, drinking basil tea and adding fresh leaves to meals are easy way to get these vitamins and antioxidants into your system. You won't even know it. You're going to be enjoying a nice salad with some basil or a pizza, or even some basil tea. I've never had that, but that actually sounds quite nice and fresh.
刚刚说罗勒有许多健康益处，它含有维生素，可以改善肌肤、强健骨骼和牙齿，支持免疫系统等等。它也富含了抗氧化物，那抗氧化物可以保护身体免受细胞损害。单字 vitamin 表示维生素、维他命。那在讲到维生素 C 的时候 ，Mike 老师有提到 citrus fruit 表示柑橘类水果。下一个单字 strengthen， 它是动词，表示增强、巩固、强化。那它是由名词 strength 表示力量、强度，加上动词字尾 en 组合而成。再看到 antioxidant， 它表示抗氧化物、抗氧化剂。这个字首 anti 念作 anti 或是 anti， 它表示反对、对抗。那我们接回到课文中。
All right, back to our article.
Basil is a fascinating herb with a long history. From flavoring dishes to improving health, its benefits are enjoyed by people around the world.
And have been enjoyed by people for thousands of years. So now you know more about those tasty leaves that give popcorn chicken, pizzas, and Thai stir fries such a great flavor. And those three dishes we mentioned there are only three. There are many, many, many more out there for you to enjoy, discover, try, and feel good because you're eating something that's good for your body.
看了这2天的课文，我们可以了解到罗勒是历史悠久的迷人香草，它不但可以增添菜肴的风味，也可以促进健康。同学们，下次不妨在餐点里面加一点新鲜的罗勒叶吧。那我们接着回到课文中。
Well, we have a what do you think question. Mike, do you enjoy the taste of basil? Why or why not?
Yeah, I would say that I do. Having a margarita pizza with some basil, that's one of my favorite simple, delicious pizzas. And as I mentioned, that Italian pesto sauce that you can make and put on your pasta. I think I always have a little jar of pesto in my fridge because it's an easy thing to make, it tastes good, and apparently it's very healthy too. So to me, the taste of basil is wonderful.
Well, I'm glad you like basil. I like it too.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we learned a little bit more about different types of basil and how it's grown with us as a society or as humans have used them in different ways.
Yep.
And I hope that people will continue to use this wonderful herb.
Absolutely. And if you guys like to cook, it's fun because there are different types of basil out there. You can go and try different ones, make different dishes, enjoy different styles of food, but always have these wonderful basil health benefits. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other and your body, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye. Throughout history, basil has had importance beyond cooking. In ancient Egypt, for example, basil was used to embalm bodies, and it was also a symbol of mourning. Similarly, Hindus often place holy basil leaves around bodies during funerals. In traditional Indian medicine, the plant is also believed to help with stress and colds. Today, basil is a popular ingredient in soaps and herbal oils due to its fresh smell. Humans have long grown and used basil on account of its numerous health benefits. The herb contains vitamins that improve our skin, strengthen our bones and teeth, and support our immune system, among many other things. Basil is also rich in antioxidants, which protect the body from cell damage. Drinking basil tea and adding fresh leaves to meals are easy ways to get these vitamins and antioxidants into your system. Basil is a fascinating herb with a long history. From flavoring dishes to improving health, its benefits are enjoyed by people around the world. So now you know more about those tasty leaves that give popcorn chicken, pizzas, and Thai stir-fries such a great flavor.
最后，我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。那单字的部分有 funeral， 它表示葬礼、丧礼，是个名词。ingredient， 它是名词，表示原料、食材或是构成要素。numerous， 它是形容许多的、众多的。vitamin 是维生素、维他命，也是名词。strengthen 则表示增强、巩固或强化，它是个动词。文法的部分，我们第一个学到 be used to 的用法。首先，主词 be used to 加上原形动词是被动语态，表达被用来怎么样。我们也学到 somebody be used to 加上名词或动名词是指某人习惯于什么。如果是主词 used to 加原形动词，则表达过去曾经怎么样，过去经常怎么样。第二个重点学到 on account of 加名词，它表示因为、由于，意思就跟 because of 跟 owing to 是一样的。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Winnie, I got your favorite pizza.
Nice! There's pineapple on this.
It's a Hawaiian pizza.
Absolutely not. The only fruit that should go on a pizza is tomato. I am not eating this.
Well, what are you gonna do now?
Well, I guess I should DIY a pizza. Homemade does taste better.
It's time to make pepperoni pizza. Oh, but can we please make thick crust pizza?
Ah, of course, we can make thick crust pizza. But before we do anything, we have to preheat our oven to 230 degrees Celsius. And while you do that, I'm going to lightly grease our pizza pan.
Okay.
And we are going to make our sauce first, okay? So into that bowl, we have 100 milliliters of water. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour that in there. Then we are going to take half a can of diced tomatoes. Then we will be putting half a can of tomato paste. The flavor is stronger in that. Okay. Then we're going to sprinkle in a dash of sugar. So we do that to cancel out any acidity or sourness from the tomato. Then we have our seasonings. I like Italian seasoning. You can use whatever you want. So just a dash of Italian seasoning. Then we also have garlic powder.
It smells nice already.
Yeah, very good. Then we can also add some basil. Then we have our pepper, freshly cracked black pepper. And then last but certainly not least, very important, salt. Just mix that together and there you go, you have your sauce.
Yay! Winnie, is it time for the crust yet?
Well, before we do that, we have to make our dough. So add some flour into that bowl, please. Some yeast and sugar.
And these are our dry ingredients, right?
Yeah. So give that a nice little stir.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Now we have our wet ingredients. So we have water. We'll do it little by little so it doesn't get too. And then we also have our olive oil for today. So now that we have this mixture, we're going to let it rest for 5 minutes. Our first word of the day is dough, not dough. That's when you take water and flour, mix it together, and then you have your base for your pizza. And after we make our dough, we have to let it rise. Now, what does that mean? That means you let your dough relax so that the bubbles can come up, and then you have a fluffy crust.
That's right. And today, I said that I wanted to make a thick crust pizza. So that's when the crust is a bit thicker. The opposite would be a thin crust pizza. Okay, so let's find out how to finish our pizza on the next episode.
Kiwi later!